A well-known thing in the American education system is the sudden change in the lunches that were given to all American public schools. Now, if you're currently in school or you just recently graduated, you were aware of these changes. The lunch portions were smaller, they were replaced with very few calories, and they tasted horrible. Now, Fallout very regularly makes a real-life correlation in their own universe. But their correlation falls on a more darker side, which is very common for Fallout. On the southern part of the Commonwealth, you'll find the Suffolk County Charter School. A school that has an interesting twist to it. When one enters the school, you'll notice that the ghouls are a little bit different. They're rather pink instead of the grays and greens that we usually see them as, and they seem a little bit more aggressive than usual. Throughout the school, you'll see pink handprints and these weird food paste palettes that are pink. And we've seen these food pastes before, but not in elementary school. Throughout the school, you can find terminal logs and audio logs talking about how much there is a different opinion on these lunches. Students have to sneak in their own food in order to avoid eating this pink paste. Teachers cannot stand the fact that the students are forced to eat this pink paste. But only one person, Principal Hudson, is the only one who seems to be enforcing this pink paste with such admirable joy and eagerness.
No outside food is to be brought on campus as of this week. This goes for faculty as well as students. We have received generous donations for our implementation of the Nutrition Alternative Paste Program.
Now, this obvious hate towards the pink paste implies that it was forced upon the school diet by the NAPP. But why would funding be put into a alternate food during a resource war and the brink of nuclear war? Well, it was probably synthetic food, quite possibly. Or it was just the grinding of meat. It is unknown, because in the school we can find a station where the food was processed and made, and really, I do not know what this stuff is made out of. As much as I could research it, I just can't figure it out. So, all I can get to is an alternate version of using food, sort of like how NASA uses for their astronauts. There's an audio log with Principal Hudson talking about how if they just wait out using the food more and more, they'll get more funding and there will be different variations of the paste.
We'll be having a school assembly during second period tomorrow on the dangers of strangers by Jangles, the moon monkey himself. Once again, we would like to thank our benefactors from the NAPP program for allowing us to have such a big star come and speak to you kids. We owe our benefactors strict adherence to the rules they have set forth. This is Principal Hudson, signing off.
So, it really doesn't seem that bad. It's a cheaper, more alternate version of food, and it could be nutritious, and it could be cheap to make. That's not a bad trade-off. But what we do see is there are negative side effects. Now, the NAPP states that there are no side effects, psychological or physiological, with the pink paste. But we can obviously see that there is a psychological and physical change. Now, the Fallout universe is well known for having crazy, strange experiments. We've seen countless times with the vaults that they are all experiments. But this shows that the lewd nature of unwillingly putting test subjects, American test subjects, with these strange and unusual products. This obviously correlates to real-world things, but this is a stronger correlation to this new program put into the American school systems during President Obama's administration. Now, the ghouls themselves are pink, like the pink paste, and they're highly aggressive. Now, we can find a dead raider that has the pink paste, and a note describing how people became more aggressive when they ate the paste. And we can see that because the ghouls are highly aggressive in this area. And we can also see this by the teacher's own personal logs, becoming more and more aggressive towards Principal Hudson by enforcing this food paste. And overall, the ghouls and pink, it is a torn up place. Obviously, not just by the age and nuclear devastation of the bombs. Granted, the school was close to the impact zone of the Commonwealth, but the infrastructure is still pretty solid. We see holes in the walls and the ceiling crushing down by, almost from what it looks like, by force. But I have a theory about what might have happened here by the context clues of the building. The bombs fell in the morning, and students probably weren't in school yet, and we can see this by the lack of child skeletons, which is something we do see. And we know for a fact that there were a lot more students than there were ghouls, and we do see skeletons of faculty and staff, but we also see many ghouls, adult ghouls, and there are child ghouls. We see Billy, the kid stuck in the fridge. We know for a fact that there are kids who are ghouls. So now, who are the ghouls then? Faculty? Who have locked themselves in the school to survive. Some probably ate the paste, some didn't. But over time, radiation seeped into their bodies and they mutated and evolved into ghouls. And they stayed there till we came there. But we also see skeletons of humans. Now we see locked rooms and barricades and chains on the doors, which are things that are not normally found in schools. Now, did they lock themselves out from raiders? This early from the bombs, raiders would not have shown up. But did they lock themselves out of a change from their co-workers? We see a room that is locked with a bed and a skeletal remains of a human with the pink paste inside. Now, with these evidence showing that the ghouls are highly aggressive, a little more aggressive than normally, the ghouls are pink, which is obviously a correlation to the pink paste, and there was some form of mutiny among the surviving faculty and staff and the currently evolving ghouls in that school. Now, I think there was a obvious change in their biological functions and their mental state by the pink paste and the radiation. I do not think the pink paste by itself caused the radiation, but it's really hard to tell in a wasteland that everything's been exposed to radiation. It really shows that the Fallout universe's version of the United States government was a much more extreme version of the United States government in our universe. Granted, we do have changes in our school diets, but not to the extent that we saw in the Fallout universe. And it just further shows how far away Fallout's universe is from ours, and how happy I am our universe isn't anything like Fallout's universe, and we can explore it from just a game. And it's fantastic, because so many things in Fallout 4 and all the Fallout games hold true to this strange and just really sick and dark world, with a somewhat light humor to it, with Principal Hudson's joyfulness that they will be eating this pink paste and be getting funding for it. So it's just a very interesting testament and something that players may skip by. Again, you can find this on the southern portion of the map, and it's actually for a Minutemen quest. It's a really fun place to explore, and it's really neat, and it's one of the better designed places in Fallout. Now, there's a lot for there to explore in the Commonwealth, and if you found anything interesting in the Commonwealth yet, because we're still relatively new in Fallout 4's universe, share in the comments. And heck, if you like more of these videos, just subscribe, because there will be more coming out. Now, there's more to explore in the Commonwealth, and I should probably get exploring. So I'm Loudsoda, and thank you for watching.